Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. This is Gargi Deka and you are with me watching the latest news updates of the day. Here are the headlines. Supreme Court says Delhi government inflated oxygen demand. BJP slams Kejriwal by calling him Jhootha. Enforcement Directorate conducts raid at ex-Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh's residence in Nagpur. Former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh alleged Anil Deshmukh extorted money through Sachin Vaze and associates. And now the news in detail. Maharashtra on Friday reported first confirmed death by the new Delta Plus variant of COVID-19. The death was reported from Mumbai's Ghatotkwad. As per doctors, the patient who died in Maharashtra had high comorbidity. Maharashtra has so far reported 20 cases of the Delta Plus variant. The first one was reported in April this year amid the second wave of COVID-19. The Mumbai toll takes the total death count by Delta Plus variant in the country at 4. Earlier, Madhya Pradesh had reported 3 deaths by this variant. The Union Health Ministry earlier this week alerted Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Kerala, where the initial cases were found. Doctors claim that both persons who succumbed to the variant in Madhya Pradesh were not vaccinated. What is alarming is that according to experts, the Delta Plus has been found in 9 countries: US, UK, Portugal, Switzerland, Japan, Poland, Russia, China and India. Moving on, in a tragic incident that has been reported from Andhra Pradesh's Penna River, 3 teenagers have reportedly drowned on Thursday and the search for one missing boy continues as informed by the Vellore police. The deceased include Javeria, a 12-year-old girl, 18-year-old Abdul Rashid and 15-year-old Anus Khan. And another 19-year-old boy named Abdul Walid Khan is missing and a search operation for him is underway. Sub-Inspector of Rajagopala Vellore Police Station informed that the incident took place when 2 families from Kadapa town were out for a picnic near the Penna River in Pushpagiri of Vellore Mandal on Thursday evening. The SI informed that Javeria, the 12-year-old, stepped into the river while the elders were relaxing at the shore. Soon, the 3 others followed her into the river and within minutes, all 4 went missing. The families then called for the local swimmers and police, following which a search operation was launched. As a development, 3 bodies were found, which were sent to RIMS hospital in Kadapa. The body of Abdul Walid Khan has not yet been traced and the search for him restarted today morning. The police has registered a case of death due to drowning under Section 174 CRPC. As the country is witnessing a decrease in COVID cases, several governments have started to curb down the lockdown guidelines in their respective states. The Karnataka government further relaxed the COVID-induced lockdown curbs in the state and allowed the buses to resume services to Maharashtra on Thursday. The Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation KSRTC issued an order which stated that the bus services to Pune, Miraj, Solapur, Pandharpur and Tulajapur from Bangalore, Shivamunga, Mangaluru and other places of the state will resume with a seating capacity of 50% from Friday. As per the KRSTC's order, 3,000 buses will be deployed initially for local and inter-district long route along operation with 2,000 buses of Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation. The Kerala Government's Medical Officers Association, KGMOA, is set to intensify its protest on Friday over the non-arrest of an alleged police trainee accused of assaulting a doctor on duty at a district hospital in Alapura. As part of the protest, specialty OPDs and non-emergency surgeries will be boycotted in statewide institutions under the Health Department. The KGMOA had informed the government that either outpatient services will be suspended from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and protest rallies will be held in all institutions. However, the KGMOA authorities had assured that emergency department, emergency services, labor room, IP treatment, COVID treatment and preventive measures will not be disrupted. Dr. B. Shyam Kumar, Superintendent in charge of Perukopara Hospital from Thiruvananthapuram, said in a statement that all doctors of Kerala Health Services are going to continue protesting against the non-arrest of the alleged until the culprit is arrested. He calls the chain of reaction as an unfortunate event given the current scenario of COVID. The doctors are expecting quick reaction from the Kerala government and the Kerala police.
We all doctors in Kerala Health Services are hereby protesting and expressing our anxiety by boycotting our OPDs, specialty OPDs, in protest against not arresting the culprit of a doctor who assaulted a doctor at Mavelikara. We will continue our protest until the culprit is arrested, and we will go on to continue this protest. It is unfortunate that we doctors are forced to protest like this in public by boycotting our usual work in this COVID outbreak situation. It is very unfortunate, and with a great difficulty we are protesting. I hope this will open the eyes of Kerala government.
In a unique case in Uttar Pradesh's Oraiya, a wedding was called off at the last moment after the groom could not read the newspaper without his glasses on. The incident from Oraiya district took place after Arjun Singh, a resident of Jamalpur village of Sardar Kotwal area, had fixed the marriage of his daughter Archana with Shivam, who is a resident of Manchi village. However, things took a different turn for the worse on the day of the wedding. The women of the family, including the bride, felt suspicious, guessing that the groom had a weak eyesight, given the fact that he was wearing his spectacle all the time. Thereafter, the groom was asked to read a Hindi newspaper without his glasses on, and he failed to do so. The groom could not see without his glasses, and so on. Knowing about this, the bride refused to marry him. Respecting her decision, the bride's family also unanimously agreed to call off the wedding. The bride's family further filed an FIR at the nearby police station as Shivam family had not returned the dowry. The bride's family have demanded that the groom's family return all the dowry that was given to them, including cash and a motorcycle. That is all for today. Keep watching Nagaland TV.